Alright, today we're watching Tekken 101.
Alright, I'm just telling you right now, I'm doing this off the cuff. This is the first take, so we'll see if I can nail it. Corruption, Covenant, Omen, Imu Naroma achieved this and everything else. Just listen to Imu. I'm not going to do the entire song. I just want to do the entire
Thank you.
So, once again, I'm not really sure if Imu is just a chatty.
You got to keep in mind, he's been alive for like 800 plus years. He's been in that room by himself. He wants someone else to talk to, you know. After a certain while, just like five old men get boring.
To talk to other people that are not the Garos.
I mean, at this point, you've heard everything they're going to tell you.
Actually an extension of his power. Because remember, whenever Imu is initiating the Dome Reversi, he'll usually do the spiel of like, I can give you ultimate power and an undying body, right? And then he does this little spiel like he's reciting a spell, kind of, and then Dome Reversi, you have been flipped, okay? So, while fighting Loki, Imu transforms his Naginata spear weapon into a sword that looks very reminiscent of Mihawk's sword, just a lot bigger. Also, in this one... stabbing him off the back was just his blood, so that's why it was colored that way. But no, if you actually look at the blade right by the guard, it is a black blade. So there we go. We have 3 black blades confirmed in the story. We got Mihawk's Yoru, Ryuma Shunsui, and then we have this one right here.
Yeah, I never understood what was so important about black blades. I never liked them.
To see stars. I don't know. But anyway, as Imu is stabbing Loki, he decides to go on a little bit of a soliloquy. Because why not, right? You know, Imu, if nothing else, we've already made a video on Imu being a little bit of a diva. Okay? So this sort of makes sense, right? He says, it is the nature of man to crave strength. Is Loki even paying attention to this? He just got stabbed. And he's well, I guess not. I mean, the Straw Hats are right around this area, too. Maybe Jinbei was listening to this in the background to be like, oh, yes, the nature of man is to crave strength. But is that really the metal of what the core of humanity is all about? I don't know. I mean, Jinbei seems like the kind of dude that would wax philosophical. That's a good tangent question for everybody down in the comment section. Who is the most likely to get into an actual, like, philosophical conversation about the nature of humanity and things on the Straw Hat crew? I'm thinking Jinbei and Robin up late.
Brook, Jinbei, Robin, in that order. Luffy doesn't care. Chopper would try. But he wouldn't understand. The other ones wouldn't understand either.
She comes out, Jinbei's at the helm. I see them two sitting down under the stars and talking, far into the morning about, like, the nature of existence and shit like that. I can kind of see them doing that. Can't really see anybody. I think Chopper would try, but we give a little bit in over his head. Brooke, I can see Brooke doing that too. Brooke comes out and joins them as well. I'm cranky, I don't see. But yeah, Jinbei and Robin and Brooke.
People forget how long Brook's been in that, like, Florian Triangle. He knows a lot. Very worldly. For a guy stuck in one place.
Pay attention to this on account of being stabbed. But he goes on and he's saying, yes, it is the nature of man to crave strength. However, when strength is craved too much and that strength is just given to you without you having to work for it, if it's too easily gained, that leads to corruption. And then, choosing servitude out of self-interest, that leads to covenants. And the envy that seeks to achieve one's goals, that leads to the power. Trinity, which comes to domination or dominion, depending on the translation there. This is the official Viz I'm reading from right here. Okay. couple of ways to view this. First time I read through this, but many people have brought up the parallel to the opening narration of it, like every episode of the original, like first season of the One Piece anime. When I say first season, I mean like the East Blue, not like the first 1100 episodes.
Oda
But the
Sensei
narration
never
of Gold
forgets.
Roger, where he was about to
Except when he does.
Goldie Roger achieved this and everything else the world had to offer. His dying words sent the souls to the sea in the Great Pirate Era, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Didn't even notice that at first, but yeah, there's definitely a
the blah, blah,
comparison
blah is very
there.
important.
We'll get back to that. Yes, there is this trinity, but to either directly mean that all three of these things come together into a trinity, or the individual actions that one takes leads to these things. Okay. So he's talking about it is the nature of humanity to crave strength. People want to be strong. Okay, now I can interpret this not just in physical strength, like I want to get stronger, but also like mental strength, you know, to get stronger that way. Although it could be both of them as well, right? And so
Maybe also
it
political
could be
strength.
corruption, covenants, and oath. But these are the three main paths, the three main avenues, as it were, that man will seek strength. Okay? The first path is corruption. That strength is offered to you, and it's super easy to get. It's almost like the Faustian deal with the devil. Very befitting given Emu's appearance, right? And it's like, oh yeah, you want power? Oh, I'll just give it to you. One could even argue the devil fruits are kind of in this category, right? You know, you just eat a devil fruit. You do have to train with it, but it also, like, some of them give you the power to...
Yeah, exactly. You have to train with it. So you don't exactly get everything. I mean, the Whitebeard didn't train with his devil fruit. The whole world would be dead.
Weaker, just eat the jacket fruit, but other than that, like, you know what I mean?
I object. It depends on the person. Even the jacket free.
Something like hockey, for instance. Hockey is all about tempering your own ambition, your own things like that. Like the hockey know me. You just eat it and you get hockey. I feel like that defeats the whole purpose. Hockey is something that is earned. Hockey is something that you train with and you get stronger.
Like a devil
will
fruit.
and your ironclad ambition and things like that. Right? It is your will made manifest. Okay, so that is hockey. So you could argue hockey is something.
Let me get this as an example. Luffy, throughout his journey, never had Gear Fist. He had to die to get that power. So that's why I disagree. You can say that about any devil fruit.
Opposites of the Omen to be read as Maki, and then dominating will, he, which could be read as Haki. Okay, so you just see that there. But yes, one way of interpreting this is, yes, when humanity has the proverbial meat of power dangling in front of them like a crocodile or a wild animal, they just reach up and grab it, and then they achieve that power, but they are therefore corrupted and now worse off. They have lost a bit of their character because they got that power so easily, all right? The second path to strength, you then learn, is choosing servitude out of self-interest, and we see Harald as an example of this. Now, Harald
A great
was a
example.
strong man. One could argue he was already one of the most powerful people in the story. Driving rocks and then clashed and everything, right? But he sought a different kind of power. He did not seek physical power. He sought some other form of power. He wanted the ability to, make Elbaf a place where everybody in the world could trust the giants and trade could happen. We even saw this in Flashback where he went to a lot of different islands and many of them were willing.
Okay, what he sought was like friendship, trade, not so much power. Where Harald went wrong was these things happen over time. Okay, so maybe you as the king would not be able to do it, but if you trust in yourself, Loki's potential son, eventually Elbaf will open up to the world. But no, he wanted it like that. That's why he was flipped.
Nice guy and all, and you're helping us out, but the Giants have kind of like done a lot of damage to our land like a long time ago, so it's really hard for us to get over that. Like, they destroyed our entire island. We had to rebuild from nothing, right? So it's a little bit, we just don't know about this, right? Okay, so that's the kind of power of Carl, right? And he was a little bit oblivious, and he was kind of this myopic view on what the solution to that problem was, and he just got it into his head. The only way to solve this problem is to just basically bow down and become a dog of the world government. And they will bestow upon me this power, and then they will allow me to open up Elbaf, and the only way this must be done, okay? Nobody could certainly say that Harald was selfish in the sense that he was doing this just for himself, although you could get to the point where it became a little bit of an obsession on his part, right? You could say that yes, ultimately he did want to help the people of Elbaf and the people of the world, but it became his like sole obsession, right? Okay, but anyway, in order to receive that power,
I mean, he wasn't selfish, but you can't say it was like a good deed. He was kind of thinking about like what was best for him. Like I said, these things could have happened in time. He refused to wait, and that's why he was flipped. And by time, I mean let it happen naturally, not just look for shortcuts. If you're looking for a shortcut, I think that's when you get flipped.
Look at this being separate from just strength, because we're using the word strength and power here in a lot of ways that can be viewed as the same thing, but Emu does a setup for this one as well. Just like with corruption, it was power that was lusted after, that was easily won, and covenants were choosing servitude out of your own self-interest. Even if it was something that was good-natured self-interest to help your entire country, it was still a downside for Harald. With Omen, Emu states, the envy that seeks to achieve one's goal. The envy that seeks to achieve one's goal. That is the power of hope. It's from the Trinity, and that's how you have the power. I don't know if you're reading into this the same way I am, if you're interpreting this completely differently, so let me know down below. But I'm interpreting that was Emu's character. That was the one that led to Emu, where Emu's acting. I don't know if that's the thing that led to him consuming the alchemy known. When it comes to domination and the power of Omen, it seems like, yes, he maybe perhaps envied Joyboy with all of the war flashbacks and starts freaking out. You can kind of see that. And just like, oh, maybe he envied an aspect of Joyboy that he, as Emu Rona, never had and couldn't hope to achieve.
And that's how he got the devil
But he truly wanted that, and that led him down the path of domination, and it turned him into what he is now. Rona was just evil from the beginning, and then, was always this devilish character that had these powers. Objectively,
my take on this is like everyone from the Void Century was quote-unquote human. If we go back to that, you won't see any like Luffy characters. Everyone will be a mix of good, evil, maybe some slightly more good than evil with Lily. But yeah, everyone's gonna have their faults.
We could have a situation here where Emu, we see from this chapter, seemed to be friends with Joyboy, and then some stuff happened, and Emu fell into this envy that led to the power of Omen, and he's like, okay, well, if I am going to suffer the powers of dominion or domination, I'm going to be the dominator. I'm going to be the one. Emu is going to be the dominatrix, damn it. Emu was the one who was like, all right, I'm just going to own this with an iron fist. And so he decided, like, I am the world wants to view me as the devil, then Emu became the devil. Okay, the Diavalvo, the King Crimson, you know, he became that guy. All right, and it's just like now he's kind of just announcing it of just like, oh yes, you talk tough, but eventually you're all going to fall into corruption or covenant or omen eventually. I was right there along with you. What do you think happened to me? How do you think he turned out like if I have a horn and I have to be covered in polka dots? How do you think I ended up the way I did? I ended up the way I did because I had envy into a seek and achieve my goals, and this led me to what I am. But, you know, Emu also probably, you know what I mean? Like, I have this power that is ultimate and absolute, and I am sure since the
and that makes sense. He curb stomped Zoro, Sanji. We all remember what happened to Zoro on Onigashima. He took down King. He took an attack from 2, Yonko, and lived. I would think that too.
Emu has probably witnessed human beings fall to one of these 3 categories of this domination trinity over and over again. And it's just like, yeah, that's how, ultimately this is how it is. You know what? I bet there were even other people like Luffy that were born in that period of time, right? And maybe at first Emu saw...
I mean, there had to be. Remember, Emeth, like 200 years ago, turned on. So unless someone awakened Bonnie's devil fruit, the Gum Gum no Mi, you know, the Hito Hito no Mi, Model Nika had to awaken at some point again. After Joy Boy and before Luffy.
This happened enough times, Emu became dejected about it. It was like, oh, this is the fate of humanity. This is what they are. This is all they're.
Maybe he became corrupted.
I don't think Emu was always the devil man, right? Okay, Emu was probably a normal human. All right. So I don't know. Do you think of it all as just like Emu was going to all? It's like, yes, they're one thing together. That somebody, like everybody, has to go through corruption, covenant, moment, or just separate paths, the same thing. And these are the follies of man, as it were, the follies of man that lead to the trinity of domination. Right?
Kind of repeating
so
himself.
That's kind of how I'm looking at that here. Now, I guess Loki was paying attention to things a little bit because he does get back up with his hammer and he says, you know, the power of God or devils or whatever you're talking about. I didn't ask for that. I don't want that. And he brings down the hammer. And so Loki goes on to say after this point, like, your powers don't seem that godly. They seem more of like a deal with the devil. At which point Emu then says, okay, God, devil, what is the difference then? What does it matter? You know, it would be a crazy thing that I kind of really want to have. All right? Since we've seen in this chapter, Emu is able to change their appearance. Okay, they're at least able to warp their body to make themselves gigantic. If they can change their bodies in other ways, I wouldn't be surprised.
You haven't seen them change their sex yet.
It would throw a wrench in so many different, like a standard view of how this story would go, where Luffy is clearly and Emu is clearly the devil of evil and domination. Dude, wouldn't it be such a sick boss move for Emu to be like, oh, God, devil, you think I'm a devil? I could be a god too. And then Emu transforms into a fool.
I mean, I don't think he can do that. He would walk up to an island looking like a demon. I think that's just what he looks like.
That does a magical little transformation sequence and then transforms into a form similar to Joy Boy. And like, wait, what? You can do that? It's like, yeah, they're both halves of the same coin, dipshit. That's the whole point of this. I don't know if Emu can actually do that, but wouldn't that be insane? That would be wild if he could do that. situation here with Emu, I wouldn't say Emu is chaotic evil. I would say he's more lawful evil, if anything. Luffy is not a lawful good character. In fact, Luffy himself has even said, like, I don't want to be a hero. Here to, you know, seek.
But Luffy's understanding of heroes is sharing food. Other than that, he's 100% a hero. He'll show up at your island and beat the big bad just because he can.
Or is it the
Never seen
reaction
it.
to everybody in the world? There are entire towns and islands in the world of One Piece on Blue Planet that were literally saved by the Straw Hats and have probably erected statues of the pet store in Orangetown. When they rebuilt Chow Chow's pet store, they put a giant straw hat at the very top of it. There's a statue of Chow Chow wearing the straw hat outside of it, right? So I'm sure there's places like that all over Blue Planet of like, thank you, Straw Hat. You are our only hope, and you help us, right? Now, Luffy probably doesn't look at that. He's just like, whatever. He says in Fishman Island, he says, I like heroes. I kind of admire them a little bit, but I myself do not want to be a hero, okay? So you gotta remember, like, what Oda's going for here, it isn't like a lawful good hero. We're not going that direction with it. I would argue the most lawful good character in the entire story is actually Luffy. But he's dead now. We're not going to be saying him anymore. Every other character is pretty, you know, a little bit more complex on that alignment chart, right? So wealth, fame, power, right? Wealth and fame are like not qualities. I would regard like compassion, hope, freedom. I would look at those really good like opposites of corruption, covenants, and power. You know what I mean? Like things like that. Like the opposite of covenants could be trust, for instance, right? Rather than just, you know, bowing yourself to blind loyalty, right?
I don't think that's how Oda's gonna do it. I think it's more along the lines of what you said was, like, if you're not gonna go after it yourself, that's how you get corrupted. Luffy, Roger, Whitebeard, they never want any help. They wouldn't accept any help. At least not this kind of help.
Is just, you know, money, greed. As we all learn from Full Metal Alchemist, greed is not necessarily a bad thing, but it can be, right? It's like also something that has two sides of the coin there. And then power, okay? I don't know the narrator was speaking about in the introduction to Goldie Roger's execution was the same power that he was talking about here, but was talking about a different kind. To sway over the masses, right? And maybe not the exact same thing as Emu, but comparable, because at the end of this chapter here, Emu does say, domination is the only true bliss in the world. The idea that the masses need this dominion tree. They need this in their lives because thinking on your own and following that path of freedom and not having someone to show you like, oh, go down this path right here, because you don't have to worry to think about it, because people coming up with their own ideas for things and being that true freedom, that can be seen as scary. What if I make the wrong decision? I just don't know if I'm going to make the right one. I don't know. It's so much easier to turn your brain off and just have somebody else make that decision for you. That's Emu's perspective. Emu is just like, yes, turn off your brains, listen to...
I mean, it's easier, but it's certainly not better, is it?
But yeah, I really should have been a philosopher. I would have been able to dissect this on a way deeper level. Is anything what I'm saying here making it? Communications, and where did that get me? But no, yeah, a lot of stuff here to unpack. This might just be surface level stuff I'm seeing. I don't really know anything. That's the video. I just did want to bring up the initial stuff here on that corruption, covenants, and omen thing. And was the one that was like more of.
Yeah, I feel the same way as he does. I majored in criminal justice, and now I'm making videos. So thank you, Tekking, for this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.